ADHD and OCD hits me again. So today we're going to do a very early morning Saturday project because this has been driving me nuts for a while. We are going to finally go ahead and clean up these headlights a little bit. Again, these things are not terrible, but they're not great. I don't know if you can see kind of some of the clear coat and haze coming up. It's more clear coat issues than haze. This one's not as bad as this one. This one, again, I don't know how much of this you're going to see on video, but the clear coat is an issue on this. So I went ahead and got some Chemical Guys products I'll show you. Actually, this one, when the lights are on, you can kind of see a little bit of like the little cracking, but I think that that's clear coat. I might be able to clean that up. Let me show you guys what I got. So I very rarely buy anything off of social media feeds, but I happen to see a Chemical Guys. I follow Chemical Guys. I like watching their little videos, and I happen to see some headlight restore. So I was like, oh, cool. You know, I do got to restore my headlights. Let me jump on the ball and do that. So I wanted to get a much smaller bottle than this, but they had, I think they had like a half off or 40% off or something like that deal going on. For 4th of July, I think it was. So I got this stuff. This is supposed to be their restore. This is going to be like their polishing plastic rejuvenator with UV blocker. The UV blocker is the important part, because if you don't have some kind of UV blocker, your headlights are going to look like trash again. I have some old, I forget what the hell this stuff was that I used, but I used to rejuvenate my headlights and kind of wipe a UV blocker on the headlights every once in a while, kind of keep them in good condition after I restored them. This is a much bigger bottle than I need, but you know, it is what it is. I went and got there. I think this is a 3-inch adapter and backing plate for a drill. Now that I think about it, I think that this is the exact thing that they have at Harbor Freight. This was only like $5 or $6, so I'm not going to sweat that. They didn't tell you what size this was, so I went and got like a 4-inch pad. The pad's a little too big for it, but it's a hex pad. And then I thought about, oh, well, I'm going to need sanding discs. I don't feel like doing this with a block. I'd rather do it with my drill. And the problem is you can't ever find just the sanding discs. So I had to buy this whole kit, which look what this kit comes with. So I ended up spending the money twice. This was another 12 or 13 bucks. So I have a spare, but this has some sanding pads with it and some sanding discs. So that way I can do it all with the drill rather than doing any of this by hand. This is typically, I've used kits like this before, just McGuire's kits. So we got that. While I was at Harbor Freight, I got some cheap masking tape. I prefer to use something a little bit thicker, so I don't have to keep on doubling up on it. So I'm going to go ahead and mask off the headlights, and I'll charge up my battery for my drill a while, so it's got a little bit more strength, and we'll rock and roll. My tape job is not the best. The tape is not sticking, obviously, because of all the polymers and sealers on the paint, but again, this is just to be able to protect the paint in case the drill slips. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my head mount. We'll go to POV view and see if we can make these look half decent. All right, because these headlights aren't that bad, I'm going to go right to 2000 grit and see how much of this we can take off with 2000 grit. And all right, go ahead and get a little bit of water and see how she goes. Oh yeah, that cleans it off nicely with just the 2000 grit. You feel it's starting to get the clear coat up right there. And keep a little bit wetter. Melted a little bit of the clear coat in there. Alright, so I should probably go with the lower grit sandpaper. The parts where it actually was heavy clear coat here, I gotta get this stuff stripped off. So I'm gonna go with, maybe I'll go with an 800 grit and I'll haze these up good and get the coating off that's flaking up. And then I'll go back to the 3000 or 2000. Alright, seems like the 800 grit at a slower speed seems to be doing better. I'm not feeling the ridges anymore from the clear coat, so that's good. Down, see how it looks. Alright, so I can kind of see, again, once I polish, these will look better, but I can kind of see where it's clearer in some spots and not as clear in others, so it's still got, it's not stripping that clear coat all the way off. Yeah, I may have to go down to the 500 and then work all the way up maybe. Doing the 500, got it a little bit more even, then we'll go up to the 800 and then we'll go ahead and follow it with the final polish. Alright, so my drill dried. Or my drill dried. Jesus, my drill died. So I'm finishing off by hand. Now that I got the majority of the junk off, now it's just getting everything level with 500 grit. And I'll go back over with 800, and then I'll go back over with 2000. So far, these are a good bit cleaner. I'm not seeing any of the hairline cracks from the clear coat. For the most part, I think I got the clear coat off. But we'll find out once we start restoring these back to their original sheen. Alright, so the driver's side headlight I'm going over with 800 grit right now. I think this is probably about as even as I'm gonna get it before I hit it with the 2000 grit and start polishing. So you're gonna see it's got a pretty even haze around it. A few little spots, one there, one there, one there. It's got shine, but again, this is where my perfectionist comes in, and I have to be realistic. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but it's about as good as I'm going to get it. It's got a pretty even haze over it. Let's go to the other one, see how much work we got on this one. This one's a little less even. Got a nice shiny spot down here. But for the most part, this is pretty even as well. So much for wanting to do this with the drill, right? It's actually probably easier to do this by hand. Got one small rough spot up here. Okay, so I'm gonna hit it by hand with the 2000 grit, and it's actually starting to clear up pretty good with just the 2000 grit. So that was with the 800, and this is with the 2000, so quite a big difference already. And keep on cleaning and show you guys the end results. Have a nice, smooth, pretty consistent finish, and anything that still looks like trash, the polish or rubbing compound is going to take care of. So up in here, I think that there is some cracking, heat cracking on the lens. Nah, maybe there might not be. It might just be water residue. Let me get a better rag, or dry rag. Yeah, that cracking, as far as I can see, was just in the clear coat. So it looks pretty damn clean and consistent. Again, honestly, without putting a shine on it, yeah, I can see at an angle, I can see a little bit of the heat cracking on the inside of the shield. But honestly, already, these are considerably better without even having a shine on them yet. They're clear and consistent. They were pretty shiny before, but again, there were some consistency issues. All right, let's throw the buffing pad on the drill and see if we can get some shine back in these. We'll get the Chemical Guys pad on in their base. And this gives me a little bit of space for overlap, just in case. Man, I really need to get my life in order. I think after I do this, I'm cleaning up the garage. This shit drives me crazy. But, you know, I got way too many projects, not enough time, and then I don't clean up after them properly. Alright, so Chemical Guy says dot 3 to 6 dots on a pad. And they say you can do this by hand. I'm not going to do this by hand just because I'm lazy. Jesus. Protective cap was stuck inside the cap and not on the bottle. So anyway, they say do 3 to 6 dots on a microfiber towel and then go at it vigorously. Jeez, this shit's thick. And then to go at it vigorously, and they say do it by hand, but if you have stubborn headlights, go over it, do the sanding that we did. I did that for good measure, just for evening it out. And let's see how it goes. So I'm going the first round low speed, and then I'll do high speed if I need it. And from what I'm seeing, it doesn't even look like I'm gonna need high speed. Holy shit. These things immediately cleared up. Alright, let's go ahead and get a good microfiber towel, wipe these off. if I even have any more clean ones. Yeah, I gotta get this shit situated. My wife thought that was a good idea to put my rags in a laundry basket, and it was a great idea, but the problem is, again, I don't clean anything up. All right, so immediately these things are looking pretty fabulous. I had a little bit of clear coat melt right there, but let's go ahead and give it a little bit more sauce. So far they look pretty fabulous though. All right, so I did the passenger headlight, and man, this came out absolutely phenomenal. Crystal clear. Driver side I did not do yet. You'll see that's still hazy. As soon as I hit it with that chemical guys restore, it just immediately made it crystal clear. These things look phenomenal. So I just hit the driver side headlight real quick just for a reel for Instagram, and let's go ahead and hit it again. I put way too much product on it that time. Let's see what it looks like. And other than the residue on here, you'll see these things are pretty crystal clear. All right, let me go ahead and do some more cleanup, and I'll show you guys the results out in the sun. So this is what I was afraid of, and this is why I'll need new lenses eventually. Here's what, if you can see the heat stress cracking on the insides of the lenses. My Cobra lenses, my OEM Cobra lenses were like this too. Again, just the clarity of what these headlights look like now is phenomenal. Again, they weren't terrible, but it just looks phenomenal. But if you see it at certain angles, again, I don't know if you're gonna see it on camera, but in person, you can see the stress cracking. We'll see if we can catch it at the angles there. All down in there, you'll see the stressing, but overall, the headlights, again, just kind of look phenomenal. I'm gonna go ahead and get the car out. We'll go take some shots of it, since I haven't gotten too many good shots of the wing yet, or the spoiler, as some grammar Nazis like to give me a hard time for, and we'll go from there. All right, here we are out in the sunlight, and you're gonna see the headlights again look pretty fabulous. They're still not perfect, they're still old headlights, but these will hold me over. The most important part is they're smooth. I don't feel any more of the UV clear coat. I don't feel any more of the UV clear coat chipping. Do once around of the car. You can see it with the windows up now and the halo wrapped, and you'll see it with the wing. The wing just really makes it. I think this wing just looks fabulous. The ash shot just looks great. So now I just gotta, I think I'm gonna lower it a little bit on the rear. I think maybe the rear's not terrible. I want to see if maybe I can put spacers on the rear, though. I just feel like the wheels aren't spaced out enough.